All right, good morning, everybody. Let's see. I think I got everything here. I am in Vegas and on my laptop, and totally lost track of time this morning, but I think I got it now. So, just kind of working on this. And let's see. I don't think everybody can hear me in the simpler room. So, let me try one more thing. Also, the market is coming down. We are perfectly positioned for that. Very, very happy about it. And then let me just try one more thing with my room over here. Okay, looks like everything should be fine, but I don't know why it's not pulling it up. I might have to redirect everybody to, um, yeah, okay. Let me make alert. Okay, so we're gonna do this live. So as I said, I'm in Las Vegas right now for the Las Vegas Money Show. Thank you, Aman. You can hear me on YouTube. That's great. Hopefully, everybody else on X and Facebook, LinkedIn, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully, that's all working. And if for nothing else, it will be recorded as well. But yeah, I was having some troubles in my Moxie trading room again, kind of last minute here in Las Vegas on my laptop. So the market is coming down, and this is perfect. It really is. This is exactly what we've been waiting for. Anybody out there who likes to watch my YouTube channel, and I put out market updates every weekend. The last two, specifically the last one this week, like 4 days ago, I said, "Hey, these negative divergences are really starting to show up, and it's a problem. You need to be aware of it and all that kind of stuff." And so we put on a call credit spread, I think Monday, because I was almost a little bit behind the eight ball. Let me here, get that. The issue was that I had to leave early last week on Friday. And I think if I was around, I would have shorted the market on Friday for this week. But since I didn't, I had to pretty much do it Monday. The Monday we had a gap down, and I tried catching a little bit of a bounce. Actually, turns out the market ran all day on Monday anyway, and so I got in on two different spots on the same call credit spread. And what I did is I sold the 62.50 and then bought the 62.70 as protection. And then crazy, there was news from the administration came out that they were going to allow Nvidia to sell chips into China and all that kind of stuff, which also then had knock-on effects for AMD, and that was bullish for all that. And that sent the market up overnight with this huge, right here, this huge move up. Maybe it's not huge, but it was definitely a shock. It was a surprise. I'm like, oh, okay, man. All right. I kind of get kicked in the face with that trade that I had put on because, I'm again basically short the market. And I told the Moxie subscribers again, kind of a joke. It's like, I guess this market is just never coming down. I guess this is where we're at. But I said, let me, first of all, with this gap up, it's way too much of a gap. It's most likely not going to stay up there. We'll see if it can come down. And if it comes down, finds support, then wants to go back up, then I'll get out of that call credit spread. But as it turns out, it came down and it kept going down. And I thought, wow, okay. The internals are being negative. I looked around the market. All the indices were negative except for the NASDAQ, the SMH, which are semiconductors, and a little bit of the FANG stocks. And that was it. So I could look at this and say the only reason that the market is actually up yesterday morning was because of that news about NVIDIA and then AMD, so semiconductors and that kind of thing. And I thought, everything I'm looking at tells me that this market actually wants to start coming down. And everything is going down. IWM, RSP, MDY, the SPX was kind of stuck in the middle. The Dow, the financials, even healthcare was coming down. And I just said, I got to stick with this. And yesterday, when the market started to work its way lower, I thought, this is fine. This is great. And what we could see, even, I mean, look at this. Yeah, even more. This is fantastic. Now, I didn't know, anytime we talk about a pullback, you never know what it's going to look like. Is it going to be sharp? Is it going to be shallow? Like whatever. And so this is why I did a call credit spread, because I figured, look, if it does anything other than go up, I will make money on this. I just don't know if this thing is finally going to break lower because, I mean, look at the past. I mean, this thing has been just crazy strong. and we've barely gotten any down moves. And so what I've been looking for and targeting was, daily 21, and hey, look at it. Looks like we're getting this, but I didn't know if it was going to take all week or if it was going to be choppy or how this thing was going to happen. And so that's why I took the plan that I took on that. And it's working like a charm right now because I set it for Friday. So didn't give it too much time to work. Sure, buying some puts, you could do that. Anytime I was talking to those in the Moxie room, I said, hey, this is my idea. This is what I think is going to happen. If you want to make some different plans for that, then go for it. And this is working out beautifully. So really, really happy about this. And you can see yesterday, price started to break below the hourly 50. And I said, yeah, game on. And for those of you out here on the social medias watching me on YouTube and Facebook and X and stuff like that, the Moxie indicator. Again, this tool is absolutely incredible. It is a tool that I developed years ago. It is my single best indicator that I use. And the timing abilities of this thing is absolutely incredible. You look at that, there's your Moxie price trigger. That is when the hourly Moxie indicator went from being positive to negative. And just look at it. That is right on cue. That fired yesterday. And that's what I was telling the Moxie traders and everything. I was like, look, we gotta stick with this. And especially since you see the S&P double topped here, this was then a fake out. Yes, that we had yesterday on that NVIDIA news and everything. The other thing you can use with the Moxie indicator is if you look here on the 15, you can see that both indicators were below zero and they were spread. This was not strong to the upside. And I said, I think we got to stick with it. And then you can see here, price is starting to stay underneath the 15-minute 50 and all that kind of stuff. So Wesley, yeah, what's the news? I'm hearing that it's Trump wanting to fire Jerome Powell. It seems like a very silly reason to get the market coming down. So maybe there's something else, but that's the only thing that I'm kind of hearing so far. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the only thing what's going on. Again, seems like a silly reason to have the market be coming down, but as I always say, and I think Trendy John kind of talks about this too, the market sets up and then it just waits for the right news to act as a trigger or an excuse. And if it happens to be that, fine. We have been seeing this happen, this coming. If not this week, we saw it last week. I actually put on the same trade last week. I put on that call credit spread last week. Now, basically right here after the 4th of July, I was right for about a day and a half. And then the market started to just crawl back up. So we got out, break even. And I said, okay, well, I guess that's not the trade. I guess I need to come back in and do this again some other time. And as I said, here's your double top. And so the videos that I've been making for the last 2 weeks out on YouTube, it's the market update videos, have been talking about this. And I said, look, this market should be coming down. Like, can we please get a pullback? Everywhere you guys look on any of the social medias that I've been putting out there, like I said, completely, just please, 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 can we get a pullback? This thing is ridiculous. I can't even believe it's up here. And I kept telling people, I was like, I can't find another situation where the market, where the S&P specifically, was up here, not even like without touching the daily 21 for this long. I just couldn't even find a proxy. And so finally, it looks like this thing is coming back down, which is great. So, yeah, let's see. CDH, the Moxie has not improved my trading. It has several false alerts. Well, I think you need to come on over to either the Moxie room or you need to take some more classes because I'm telling you, I have a lot of people who are very happy with this thing. So I would love to help you. I don't want you to not be enjoying a product like this. And so if you are struggling, please come on over into the Moxie room and let me figure out how to help you. And I think it's maybe needed to understand the instructions a little bit better on how this works because I'm telling you, man, like I do really well with this thing. I think a lot of other people do too. So please, if I can help you, let me know how I can help you. I don't want to have anybody out there that's not happy with the Mox indicator and stuff like that. Oh yeah, Otis, great. Yeah, you got in on that SPX trade. Yeah, had to be a little bit patient. I know, especially with that Monday situation. Was it Monday or was it yesterday? I guess it was yesterday when the market gapped up like that. So yeah, that was huge. Also, crypto continues to be running. I think a little bit of cold water got thrown on crypto yesterday because something like a couple bills didn't get passed. And so they were kind of worried about it. And, I guess people are thinking, oh, I guess crypto's not going to happen and that kind of stuff. And I don't know, but I guess it's fine now. So yeah, crypto's looking pretty strong today. I don't know what the specific details are, but we have been long on crypto and a few other names. I actually hopped back into a trade today. Maybe I chased this one a little bit. It was GLXY. Yeah, CDH, message me. Either come into the Moxie room. We're running some specials in through there, so you can either sign up or talk to our customer support. They'll hook you up, make sure you have a good deal. Or email me. It's tg@simplertrading.com. Again, I'm here for you. I don't want anybody to not be doing well out there in the market. That is our job. That's what I'm here for, and want to let you know you guys got support here. Okay, so yeah, Galaxy GLXY. I think I actually got a little. I chickened out. Now that's really what it came out to. Is kind of thinking the market was going to be coming down this week, which I'm right. I'm right about the market, and I didn't know how that was going to affect some of these crypto names. I thought, well, they're miners. They're not totally related to Bitcoin. It's like trying to trade gold versus gold miners. And so I thought, well, Galaxy didn't really move when the rest of the big crypto miners did. I thought, oh, maybe it's kind of the slow animal in the pack and all that stuff. So brighter side, I see you're here. So you're the one that brought this to my attention. And we got out with a small gain. And you know what? Look at this thing. It did a perfect setup. So CDH, once again, look at this. Here is your Moxie price trigger to the upside. Here's your Moxie price trigger to the upside. And they both held the hourly 50. Now, maybe what you're saying, you're like, hey, it gives a bunch of false alerts. Maybe what you're looking at is something like this, and you're like, you went short. Well, let me just say, like, context is you're probably not going to want to short this. First of all, I don't really want to be shorting really anything in this market other than the market, just because I could see that there's a pullback coming. But when you look at the daily chart, do you want to short that? No, this thing looks like it's bull flagging. There is a crap ton of volume that has been coming into this. It's a crypto name. The Bitcoin miners and Ethereum and all the stuff is going nuts to the upside. And so basically, this is flagging into the daily 50. I'm looking to go long. And so CDH, again, I'm just going to be picking on you today because, thanks for letting me know you're having a hard time with this. But if you're looking at this and you're saying, hey, man, it gives me false signals because I went short and then it went right back up, that's a blip. That isn't even that you shouldn't even be paying attention to that. Okay, that's not what you're looking for. You're looking to go long because everything here on the daily chart, weekly chart, everything else is telling you this is a long setup. We're just looking for entries. And you have two of these that are exactly the same setup. You got price coming into the hourly 50. You got the Mox indicator firing across above zero. That's your signal. Okay. I'm actually putting out a video later today that is going to be based on this. It's swing trading for beginners. It is my single best setup, and I put it out there as a video today. And it's this. This is my single best setup, guys, for swing trading for beginners, for anybody. This is the same kind of setup that I got that 2,000% win on SOXL. So this is the kind of stuff that I'm looking at. So anyway, as I said, I chickened out because I was like, oh, maybe this thing's not doing well, but look at this thing. It perfectly held the hourly 50 and now it's up. So I got back in on this thing today. As I said, I'm in Vegas, so I was like, I just got to get it. And it's pulling back just a little bit, but you can see here, if it can just break out from 2250, then I'm sure it'll go higher. So yeah, I think that's what it's going to be doing. Donald, yeah, Trump to fire JP, Jerome Powell, is old news. He doesn't have authority to fire. Yeah, JP may just be fed up with dealing with this and may resign. Unlikely though. Yeah, I know. That's why I said I'm not. It seems silly that the market's coming down based on that news. But remember, we've been short the market this week, and I even tried last week. So yeah. All right, let's see, Donald, you got out of the SPX call credit spread yesterday for a nice gain, but missed chance to re-enter trade again this morning. Yeah, so downside is working for the market. Also, if you guys look at the VIX, this is the other thing I've been talking about for a couple days, and even yesterday I was on the mic in the Mastering the Trade room and in the Moxie room. I told everybody that was the big thing that I was leading with when I was on the mic yesterday. And I said, look here, if you look at the VIX, what do we have? Price down, Moxie indicator up, there's your divergence. And right here, there's your Moxie price trigger. And it was bull flagging along the hourly 50. That is your setup. That is your long setup for the VIX, which means market goes down. And I was looking for that last week. You can see right here, I was looking for price to hold the hourly 50. It didn't. But what it did do is it gave us another opportunity. There's your divergence. You can see price down, Mox indicator up, and then just boom. Okay, so yeah, this thing's working out nicely. There's your VIX starting to move. Absolutely fantastic. And I'll show you Where is it? This one. Look at this. This is the other thing that I've been wanting to see. This is the breadth. This is the number of stocks over there. 20-day and the 50-day. And you can see here, let's see. Get the right color. There we go. And you can see here, we were at 80% and we were at 80%. Okay, just it's topped out, guys. The market can't go any higher. You know, when you have 80% of stocks over their moving averages, like everybody's already up. It just can't keep going that way. At some point, it's going to come down. Well, now look at this, and we started to really see this yesterday. You know, this indicator started to come down yesterday, and I said, hey guys, this is where I think we should be going. We should be coming down. And that's fantastic. We want this. Okay. The market's been up. It's been too crazy. Like, please come back down so we can get opportunities to buy. I am thrilled that this is happening. So that's looking great, and pretty happy about it. So, yep. RCGs, should the Moxie signal be used in conjunction with all three timeframes that you were showing? Yes, generally. This is how I trade. So RCG, if you watch me for any length of time, you will see that usually I have the daily, hourly, and the 15. Now, primarily, I would say daily, hourly, if you really want to, kind of pinpoint it. But this is my main setup, and this is how I read the market. Basically, having multiple time frames allows me to basically read the market like a book, because if you only look at one time frame, you're missing information. You can't see what's above you, can't see what's below you. But if you do this, then you see the whole picture. And of course, I always look at the monthly and weekly, but having the daily, hourly, 15 is the thing that I really need to be able to see stuff with. That tells me everything I need to know. And yeah, that's then how I weave together the signals and indications that I see from the Moxie indicator and from moving averages. So let's see, what's a good thing that's moving? Let's do Bitcoin. Let's do BitX. I have some fun stuff we can talk about. So here is BitX. This is the leveraged ETF of Bitcoin. And CDH, very similar to, what was it, GLXY that I was talking about, Bitcoin, anything related to Bitcoin right now, I'm bullish on. Like just buy the dips kind of situation. And you can see here that BitX and Bitcoin were basically, let's see, let me get the other one. There we go. We're basically flagging into the daily 50. Okay. Like, this is a bull flag. This thing is eventually going to go higher. That's what I'm looking for. And you can even see my trend line that I put here like that. And you can see, look at this. You see how it started to break out past that trend line? Fantastic. We even have squeezes, like really good squeezes. And then you can see here, there's the Moxie price trigger. Just hello, there you go. It's just one nice clean signal. And leading up to that, you could see divergences. I mean, look how price kept coming down. Look how the Moxie indicator was going up. It's speaking to you. It's this divergence that's starting to come in, and it's a positive divergence and trying to tell you what's up. And then you can see here that price started to hold these moving averages. Again, the video that I'm going to be putting out to guys, like and subscribe to my YouTube video. You guys will get alerted and notified when I put out these videos. The video I put out is basically talking about that. That is my single best setup for the long entry. You got the Moxie price trigger, and you got the engagement with the moving averages. And that's, we got in a little bit early, could have added more right there, but I said, hey guys, we're already in a bunch of things related to crypto. And then this thing just shot up. And in fact, you know what? If you want more, that might be it. I don't know if it's going to go sideways or down or whatever, but if you need to get into Bitcoin, probably just get into Bitcoin around here. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. So yeah, RCG, that's how I do this, is using multiple time frames. You can see that you're bull flagging here, then you can see the setup here, and you can also see setup here on all three time frames. So that's how I drill down and see the precision of what I need in order to get this stuff. Alan, how far until we see significant support on SPX? I would say first support is the daily 21. We'll see if we kind of bounce from there. Maybe it goes further. I'm not sure. But basically, first area is daily 21, and then we'll kind of check back later and see what happens. Okay, let's see RCL. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, guys, remember, I'm in Vegas in the hotel, so I don't have the greatest Wi-Fi signal. Hopefully this is coming through for you. Circle, yeah, it's actually looking pretty good. Again, kind of whole related to the Bitcoin thing and stable coins and all that kind of stuff. Yes, the market's coming down, but Bitcoin is actually strong. This is the one time that I've actually seen the crypto stuff diverge from the overall market. So I think it seems to me crypto might actually be having its heyday. It might actually be having its reckoning, to where it maybe it starts actually breaking away the market from the market and doing its own thing. But yeah, this is looking fine. I know the Mox indicator is below zero. So this one's and it's still very new. So maybe I kind of give it a little bit of a pass because look, the Mox indicator is just it's still maybe calibrating a little bit. But if you look at the 15, here's your level. You can see the Mox indicator's up, so that's good. And pretty much, if this can stay over the hourly 50 and if it could stay over the daily 21, then sure, let's keep going on this thing. I'm generally going to be bullish on everything crypto right now, which is fantastic. So, Circle, yeah, related to that. And then what was it? Well, not CoreWeave. I don't know if is CoreWeave really crypto, but yeah, RocksTube, CoreWeave or Circle, yeah, it's looking fine, looking good. CoreWeave, yeah, not really doing too much. This was the other thing that I was expecting. Once again, look at the Moxie indicator right on cue. Look at that. There is your Moxie price trigger on the hourly chart telling you like, you might want to be careful. Energy and momentum to the upside, no longer happening. It's now negative. And I mean, again, that is just perfect on cue. And look at this. Here's your Moxie price trigger to the upside. Here's your Moxie price trigger to the downside. I mean, there you go, guys. Evidence is just right there. I can't even make this stuff up, So yeah, it's good stuff like that. Otis, I don't think I really have a video on the scanner. In fact, let me make a note. I'll do that next week. I'm trying to come up with video ideas. So yes, let me make a video on using the Moxie scanner. I think that'll be good. Oh yeah, BMNR, everyone's asking about that one. Those of you who are in the Moxie room, I heard you guys say that Peter Thiel invested into BMNR today. So maybe there's some news and some volume there. So BMNR, again, bear with me with my Wi-Fi here in the Las Vegas hotel. Once again, yes, I'm generally going to be bullish on this stuff. Now, BMNR is supposed to be like Ethereum treasury. Again, I don't know all the ins and outs of this kind of thing. Tom Lee, great guy. I think a lot of people know him. He's really getting pretty popular right now. It kind of feels like a more sophisticated Kathy Woods. Hopefully that is not blasphemy to say. But yeah, if you're looking at something like this, when BMNR came out, I think it was a huge big deal. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's finally here!" And it just got too crazy. It's just a normal, typical thing. It blew out of the box when it first opened. Everyone wanted in. Day traders ran it up, but it just got too extended. It's way too far from any kind of support in moving averages. So let it come back down. And I know people are probably getting freaked out a little bit about this, but look where it is. It's right here on the gap, and it's right here at the daily 21. For now, I'd say, hey, that's probably looking pretty good. That's about where I would start looking. And what you can see is volume, volume. That looks pretty good. Where did people come in and actually buy? At the lows. So I would actually make the case that those two big volume bars are probably looking pretty good. And then if you look here, those of you who are in the Moxie room and understand my patterns, looks like an elf shoe, doesn't it? I think that might be setting up. And if you guys don't know an elf shoe, it's basically a double bottom. You can see here, looks like a double bottom. And the only thing, the 15-minute time frame starting to set up. Once again, new stock, Moxie indicator kind of needs to calibrate a little bit. Also, this was a huge move to the downside. So the Moxie indicator, which is a momentum-based indicator, needs to kind of turn back up. This is why I like to use multiple time frames, because then I can see more sharply what might be happening here. So yeah, generally speaking, Ethereum's on fire, Bitcoin's on fire, Bitcoin miners are doing well. BMNR, probably going to do well. I think this would be a fair name to be in if you guys want to be in. And if I were to give specifics, if this is going to work out from here, I would love to see this thing stay over the 15-minute 50. If it doesn't do that, well, then maybe we need to kind of talk again. But it looks to me like it wants to stay over the 15-minute 50. And then after that, it should start to get over the hourly 50 sometime in the future. Okay. Yeah, B1, exactly. You're saying everything I'm saying about BMNR. So absolutely, yeah, go pump it. Let's go. Okay, Palantir, and then I'll kind of get going. I need to start thinking about some breakfast food and getting down to the show. My presentation is at 3:30 today. Should be pretty fun. We've got quite a few people here. We got Bruce. We got the other Bruce subscriber. Actually, we have like 3 Bruces here, so that's fun. John was here yesterday. We also have Heather here. So we got the whole crew. It's a good time. I was out with some of the guys last night. We were actually out till midnight. So yeah, I landed at 7, met up with them, got some food, drinks, and stayed up till midnight. Palantir, yeah, what's not to like? Market's rolling over to the downside. Palantir's holding. Looks great. And you can see here, Palantir is making new all-time highs. I kind of got shaken out of this one a while ago. I still haven't quite found my place into it. I've got so many other tickers that I'm trading, so I can't really get everything. But yeah, Palantir looks fantastic. Yeah, thanks, Alan. Appreciate that. B1, what do I think of UVIX calls? Well, UVIX is always a little bit tricky. It tends to work very quickly, and I don't know how far it's going to go. Yeah, see, look at this. UVIX already back down, which tells me, is the SPX rebounding? Oh, yeah. The SPX rebounded. I wonder if that was really just news about Trump and Jerome Powell, because you can see here, yeah, that came all the way back down. Now, I would still like to see if the market could persist a little bit more to the downside, but you got to be careful with the UVIX. It doesn't always move a lot. It's very tricky. And you can see here, like it popped up and came back down. So get your spots and positions appropriately, and then kind of just be careful with that. I've kind of gotten away from actually trading UVX. I mostly just use it as a tool and a gauge to see when the market's going to be coming down. And you can see that the UVIX has been basing here, again with the Moxie indicator. And just like the VIX, I'm looking for this thing to move up and all that kind of stuff. So we'll have to see how far this wants to go. We'll have to see how far the market wants to go down. And yeah, so far so good. I'm pretty happy with what's happening out here. Just remember, we got nuclear names doing well. We got Bitcoin names doing well. And I guess we'll sign off with SBET. See this computer and my Wi-Fi. There we go. I think SBET was having a great day today. Continue to pop. We already took profits on this thing, so I am free to let this thing run and how frisky it might want to get. We took profits at 43%, plus 43%. And what do we have this thing now? Gosh, my computer and Wi-Fi is so slow here. What do we got? So here's our entry. Oh yeah, look at this thing. It just keeps running. Are we at 108? Yep, we're up 108%. Fantastic. Anybody take options on that thing? Yeah, and just look at the volume. Look at the volume coming into this. This is wild. So yeah, we just jumped on this thing last week. So, all right, guys. Well, remember, we're having a great time. I'm happy that the market's coming down a little bit. It looks like it did bounce a bit, but it's still negative. It's fine with our call credit spread. We can see how long that thing's going to want to go for. It expires Friday. Catch anywhere between 50, 60, 70, 80%, something like that. And we'll call it good. All right, everyone. So you guys take care. And remember, if you guys are having any trouble with the Moxie indicator or don't want to learn it, I've got classes, or you can come into the Moxie room. I am live on the mic like this almost every day. I think actually every day for at least an hour. So if you have questions, I'm here to help. Not being scammy, not trying to sell a bad product, nothing like that. We've got a lot of people in the room who are pretty happy about this thing. And guys, full transparency, I'm here and you can come talk to me. Okay. So I will catch you guys tomorrow when I get back into town. All right. See you then.